Alright, so today got the 97 Honda 300EX. It's still in the garage. I have not given it back to Archie yet because he ordered new rear brake pads, LED headlight bulb, and a tail light. So he also got a switch for a brake light. So for the Hondas, for these old for the old brake levers up here, there's no spot to mount one like I did on the Quadmaster, so you can't hook a switch here. So I got one to hook up to his foot brake. So I'm going to try and make a little bracket here, have it come out, tucked up in, and have the spring hooked to here. So it'd be able to engage his brake light. Also going to have to make a mount in the back here for it to hook up because it's way smaller than what's here. I might do it back here or just hang it down lower in the back here. Probably make a bracket or something to hang down lower. But yeah, we'll get that in. And I'm going to start with the headlight because that's going to be the easiest to pull out the original bulb and throw in the LED. Hopefully it works good. If not, we'll figure out something else for the headlight, but I'm hoping an LED bulb will be fantastic for this. All right, so for these, it's fairly simple. There's a 10mm bolt on each side. Just gonna remove them. This headlight should pop out. Might need a little help with the screwdriver to get it to come out all the way. Let's see. Yep, definitely going to need a screwdriver to help wiggle it out. There we go, not too bad. I'm going to reach in and unplug. So, this bulb does not have... This bulb does not have low beam. It only had a high beam in it. And, you know, the original bulbs are not very bright. So, I'm going to pull rubber grommet off. They're fairly simple to do, to remove these. I'm just going to push down, over. No, maybe not. Yeah, down, over. Then I'll flip right up. And you can pull out your old bulb if it'll come out. There she goes. She definitely didn't want to come out. You can see it's an old, original halogen style bulb. Archie had ordered these bulbs off of Amazon. They're just LEDs. Supposed to be like a direct drop-in. Which seems... good. Just check. I believe the she's definitely a tight fit. Yeah. All right, so you want to make sure that this piece is up and down like this when it's sitting in the headlight. You want it to sit up and down like this so your beam pattern will go out both sides and go forward. If you have it like this, it'll go more down and up. So we're going to stick it in here. This is reverse of how we did it. Go back on. Always want to make sure you put this rubber seal back on to help extend the life of the headlight bulb. Now she's getting on there. Just gonna plug her back in. And before I go through and bolt it on, we'll turn it on. I'm going to be better off turning the lights off to see how this thing's going to work. Alright, so we got the light off. I think if it was dark out, it wouldn't be so bad. Oops, that's off. She's definitely not the best bulb. Could also be that it's not running. See if we can get her to start. Come on. Maybe a weird beam pattern here. Be better to test out at night. That's high. That's low. Not too much of a difference. Archie will have to test it out at night and see if he likes it. We were looking for something that would fit in the original housing and not have to worry about an extra driver on the back or a fan on the back of the bulb, because it's not going to fit in this little housing here. So, do a quick reinstall. Get this part done. And call it a day. Well, for on the headlight anyway. So, I will definitely say it looks better. But as for brightness, Archie will have to inform us on that one, whether or not he likes it. So now I'm going to move on to the back for the taillight installation. And we'll go from there. All right, so real quick, pop the seat off. Get it out of the way. I'm going to take a piece of cardboard here. And try and mock up a mount. So we want to get it to where it's going to be low enough that you can see the glow from under the rack. Honestly, I love the idea of it being back here. I feel like it'd be better back here. You should be able to see it. Whereas going under here, you're not going to see it as well. But I don't want to drill into Archie's rear rack here. You know what? I'm just going to put it up front. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll shine enough to where we need it to be. Grab a knife. Alright, so went through, trimmed down the cardboard. Little Hands is running me out of pen. But essentially, I'm just going to take this, stick it up here, mark out the holes from the back, which I might be able to impress them in. Yep. Thank you, Little Hands. Ooh, where's the cap?
What?
You didn't give me a cap. Go find the cap, Little Hands. Alright, for sketch purposes. That's going to be my holes. And then, wherever I'm going to set this brake light, I'm going to go with probably about right there. Meh. Looks about middle. Found the cap, Little Hands? Thank you, sir. Little Hands for the win.
The light trace, not the brake light, anyways.
So what I'm doing here is I'm making a bracket. So these two holes are going to where the light is going to go, which is good enough for an eyeball.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm going to do is mark the bottom of the light and come up this way. I'll let curve that one. That way, essentially.
Alright.
And then I'll probably round these edges off. Around, yeah. So they're not sharp. Round them off. And probably just leave it like that. I have a piece of aluminum somewhere that I'll probably cut out and drill these holes out of, but I'm going to use this as my template. And I will save you guys all the boring cutting and redesigning and redrawing and all that other fun stuff. But basically, this might be how it comes out. I might decide to come down this way. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see. I'm gonna cut this out. All right, so I went through, made a little weird bracket here. I know it's uneven, but I really don't care. Archie, you'll live. So she's gonna go up in here. So like this, and bolt it in. Yeah, that'll definitely be low enough to where you'll be able to see if he's got something in the back here. Take a bolt through, see what this looks like. Oh yeah, I think that'll be good. Quick, simple, nothing crazy. At least for this bracket. And then we'll take the brake light switch here. And I gotta find a good spot to like tuck this in there. So I'm gonna go through and take our brake light switch, find a good spot to tuck this in there somehow, some way. Maybe like this. I don't know. Nothing crazy. I'll have to run the wires up through, away from the exhaust, up through this area here somehow. Then I have to find a wire that's positive when the switch is on. So I'll tap into something on this side. I've got the starter relay here, a couple other wires here. So I'm gonna have to go through and figure out what's hot. And once I do, I'll let you guys know which wire that is. So go through, throw a quick bracket together for the brake light switch. So he'll at least have a brake light come on for the rear brake here. And we'll go from there. Alrighty, so it's been a little bit. I stopped to go eat dinner, came back in, and just kind of started plugging away. Forgot that I never reset up the camera. But went through and made this bracket. Bolted it here where the rear master cylinder bolts to. Heated it up, twisted it to get it in the right direction. Drilled a small hole here to get it to actuate properly, which gives it our light for the brake. So turn the key on, you can see the light on, the headlight on. We've got the running light on. Now we got the rear brake light. So only works with the foot. So as I stated before, the hand control doesn't have a spot. Talked to Archie about replacing the front master if he wants it to work through the front. But you can see I ran the wires over. Should be enough clearance and not get too hot from the exhaust, I'm hoping. If not, we'll have to reroute the wires somehow. If it melts it, Archie can blame me. So, ran it over to this side here. Ran the yellow here is going to be my positive coming in from the ignition switch. Then this one here is the positive running to the brake light. So for these brake lights, they only have two wires. They have a green and a brown. Green is ground, brown is power. So then the extra third wire in a harness here is red from the light for the brake light. Ran it up along, tied it in, take some zip ties, tie it back a little better so it's not going to flop around. Got a zip tied here, and it hooks to, so this one here runs to the black wire, and then the yellow one here runs to the green wire, which is the yellow I made my main power, and this is for the brake light itself. So I ended up running this up across the frame here, up through. I wish I had some cable sheathing, some wire sheathing. I don't have any, unfortunately, but I ended up running it into the ignition wire here. I taped it up before I recorded, but there's only two wires. There's a red and a black. So the red is the main power coming in, the black is the power going out. Real easy to hot wire, if anybody was ever wondering. So if you ever lose your key on this, Archie, just pull it apart, put the two wires together, you'll be fine. And then, so anyway, back to what I was saying. Ran the wire up through here, under the tank with the other wires, up into this housing under here where all the other wires are sitting to connect the three batteries. Hi, Archie.
Hi, Stitches.
So that's all done, and yeah, we'll finish putting it back together.
Like in a truck, eh?
You turn the headlight back on, Archie? Alright, so you can see it's definitely a lot brighter at night. It does have this weird dead spot in the middle because of the way the LED is set up. But Archie said he's going to get a light bar for down in here that we'll have to hook up for him at a later date. As you can see, that rear brake light is in a good position, being from behind. I hit the brake. Oh yeah, that's really bright. You're gonna see that. Alrighty, alright Archie, what do you think?
Running good like she always has.
How's that clutch feel?
Oh, way different. You don't hear the noise.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, as you guys saw, this week Stitches went through, changed the front headlight in Archie's 300EX. He also made a bracket for the tail light and wired up a new tail light. The thing is really freaking bright. Stitches also changed the rear brake pads off camera. So we were thinking about taking a short hiatus from you guys for a couple weeks, just until next year. Get through the holiday season. We've been real busy at work. We usually shoot these videos during the week, and in between our work life, our family lives, and our YouTube channel, kind of takes up a lot of time. And we want to give you guys grade A content, not little glimpses of projects coming to be. Because, you know, we've got projects. We've got more projects. We've got more projects. We've got even more projects. But we're thinking a couple weeks, get through the holidays, enjoy it, let Santa come to town, and we'll get back into some of these projects come the new year. If you guys like this kind of content, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and
We'll see you next year.
Fuck!